The NBA 2K21 demo is out now, and in this episode, we're jumping right in. Plus, we look back at our best 2K TV moments of 2K20. And first looks at what's coming up in my team for 2K21.
And the Atlanta Hawks, a shot from earlier on, arriving. They certainly can. Well done, DA. Thank you. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Young and Herter make up the back. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. And it's Capella in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Philadelphia, the talented combo up front, Horford and Embiid. Richardson and Harris filling out the wings. And it's Milton in at the 1 spot. On its way from Young for 2. Brandon, looking ahead to the playoffs, when you made your first postseason appearance, were you surprised by the intensity you found once you got there?
Kevin, it was my second season. I was playing for the Clippers, so getting into the playoffs was quite miraculous on its own accord for the organization. But the level of detail in the playoffs and intensity in the playoffs, they know everything that you're going to use. And we were playing against the Utah Jazz, which at that time...
Some pretty good players.
Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, the great Jerry Sloan as the head coach. It was a wonderful experience, but you understood that the playoffs were different. Absolutely something different in terms of the intensity and what it is that that team knew about you.
And there's the pass to Embiid. First quarter, just over a minute played. Offensive rebound. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
Still searching out their offensive game right now. 1 of 5 from the field to start this one.
Here's Young. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
You got to keep the ball moving, and that time Herter's pass leads to an open look.
Richardson kicks to Embiid. Back to Richardson. Here's Milton, defended by Young. Harris outside. Lock at 6. Over Hunter. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. Hawks have gone 2 of 6 from the field. In the corner, Herter with it. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Horford. That one doesn't go. Good work defensively by Capella.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
Capella with it, and it's Horford picking him up. Young for 3. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons. On the wing, Harris. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Greg, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him average Al.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Reddish comes in for Kevin Herter. And it's Teague in for Young.
How about that? Getting better and better from distance. John Collins with a nice shot there.
And here's Richardson after the 3-pointer from John Collins. Richardson against Teague. Shoots from the baseline, and an air ball on that one. Way off. Atlanta leading by 4. Collins finds Capella. Now here's Teague. Back to Capella. Pass to Hunter. Teague for 3. It's hauled in by Thibault.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
For the 3. But they get it back. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Al Horford. Some good contributions, really, since the All-Star break. He's averaging 11 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. And very few players in the league can go out and produce like he has. Just a great stretch for him.
He keeps playing like this, and you know in arenas, especially at home.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Bembry kicks the tee. And Embiid with the block. Releases. Embiid. And Embiid is right there.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
For Atlanta, they come in off a loss to New York. And Teague has it in the corner. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got 5 rebounds tonight. Back to Korkmaz. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Neto. Rebound Atlanta. Their last meeting was in Philadelphia, where they were unable to fight off the 76ers.
Yeah, in this game, they'll want to approach things a little differently, I think. Got blown out last time due to being a little too aggressive on the defensive side.
Yeah, and that led to a few of their key guys spending long stretches of the game on the bench because of foul trouble. Hard to find yourself back in the...
And so it's Atlanta, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving a bit.
Not knowing English, obviously.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what do you guys think about the Hawks here in this one?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Yeah, hopefully the opposition can recover, because that first quarter defensively was unbelievable, just crippling defense.
Shot is out there with Embiid. Then there's Alec Burks, and it's Korkmaz in at the 3. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. And there's a whistle. That goes on Neto. That is his first foul of the game. Robinson's checked in for Philadelphia. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Young's checked in. Bembry the pass to Dedmon. They grab their own miss.
Yeah, when Young does this on the offensive glass, he can pile up big nights in the scoring column.
Neto kicks to Burks. Back to Neto. Burks the pass to Embiid. Shoots from 14, and he hits the jumper for 2. Embiid's got 8 points.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight, Kevin. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Here's Bembry, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Brent, offensive versatility all the rage now. Which guards do you think do the best job of generating offense with their back to the basket?
I don't know so much as these guys are playing with their back to the basket, Kevin, so much as they're finding ways to get the ball without a dribble at about 15 feet away from the basket. So one dribble, they're at the rim.
Right.
They're very effective at the mid-range. Chris Paul and DeMar DeRozan have had tremendous efficiency from those areas on the floor. So those are the kind of players that put some pressure on your defense, because they're starting their offense so close to the basket, and they're effective with which they do it. Not on the post, not on the perimeter, and they're finding ways to be impactful.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Atlanta. Kevin Huerter comes in for DeAndre Bembry. Horford finds Robinson. Three-pointer. That shot, no good. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Capella, the pass to Huerter. Back to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Now the feed to Harris. And stolen by Hunter. Stolen by Robinson. Now the 76ers on the break. Horford leading the charge. It's stolen by Capella. Hunter, no one around him. The long distance three is buried. Hunter's got the lead up to 9 now for the Hawks.
A very consistent three-point shooter. Hunter shoots it well from there because of how confident he is.
Here's Richardson. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Pass to Collins. No one near him. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Collins has got his second bucket tonight.
Really all about Trae Young and his skill. And you know how many hours that takes, Kevin? I mean, he is putting time in the gym to show you what he's capable of out here on this floor, and he makes it look easy.
And Brent, for Trae Young, remarkable how his game has grown.
Going to be interesting over the next 3 to 5 years what kind of layers Trae Young can add to his game. We know he is a prolific shooter. He's got deep range. He's a good playmaker. But how good does he want to be? We're going to find out how complete he can be.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Reddish, he's checked in for Hunter. And it's Teagan for Trae Young. Here's Herter. It's hauled in by the 76ers. And now Philadelphia on the break. Thibault can't get it to go. Atlanta leading by 5. Teague dishes to Collins. Capella the pass to Teague. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
Love how Jeff Teague did not fear that attempt. He was amongst the trees, but it did not affect the shot.
Horford no luck. Atlanta's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Shoots from 12. Second shot opportunity, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Atlanta shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Joel Embiid comes in for Al Horford. And it's Scott in for Tobias Harris. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for the Hawks. Carter comes in for Kevin Herter. Capella against Scott. Clock at 4. It's stolen by Reddish. Atlanta shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And he makes the first.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
We've got 13 seconds left to play here in the half. Passes it to Scott. Fires top of the key. That one goes in. Scott's got his first 2 points. With 1 on the clock. And so it's Atlanta ahead. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside you. After 2 quarters, it's Atlanta out in front. They have a 9-point lead. And that's...
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Joel Embiid has been sensational.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
On the court right now for the Hawks. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. Young and Herter make up the back. And it's Capella in at the 5 spot.
Now, Tobias has a good frame and has good strength. I like to see him go in there and put it to good use on the offensive glass.
It's Richardson on the wing. No points in the game yet for him.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
There's a lot of talk, Brent, about eliminating divisions, something that's been discussed. I think that's going to happen.
I don't understand what the divisions are. Do you?
No. We don't pay attention to the divisions.
We don't pay any attention to the divisions.
It's all about conference.
And we know that divisions end up helping in some ways with the playoff seedings, but it just seems strange today to have the divisions the way they are divided up. I think it helps when you're opening up a fish wrap in the morning if you check a traditional newspaper, but otherwise, there could be something that goes away soon.
And that one's good. Hunter.
And what I admire about Hunter is that opportunistic attitude. This kid just makes things happen.
Out to the right wing. Now Embiid. 8 points for him. Almost, but it rolls out.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
Here's Harris. Makes it off the glass. Harris has got 4 points this quarter.
Good combination of size and speed of Tobias Harris. When he gets going, it's hard to stop.
And finished off by Collins.
That's the guy they're going to keep going to, as they should. The lead's only going up if they keep feeding him.
Harris kicks to Embiid. Back to Harris. And Capella sends it back. And the dunk by Embiid. And the 76ers with some changes. Robinson's checked in for Horford. Burks comes in for Richardson. And Raul Neto subbed in for Shake Milton. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Bembry's checked in.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall. All the skill in the world and a personality made for stardom. The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Robinson passes to Burks. Kicks to Harris. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go from 11. Doesn't go for him. And Atlanta will come the other way. You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
Here's Bembry. That's in, coming off the assist from Young.
And it looks like they left their defensive effort back in the locker room, guys. They just haven't had the same commitment here defensively in the second half.
A baseline jam. It's good. And the Hawks lead has got to just 7 points in the basket from Embiid. The pass to Young. Kicks it out to Collins. The three-pointer, no good.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that, Kevin. That's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long.
Hunter, the pass to Collins. And the rejection by Embiid. Bembry's shot good. There's 1:17 left in the third quarter. To the paint. Young with the steal. Pass to Capella. Back to Collins. He dishes it to Young. Feeds it to Collins. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Hawks lead by 11.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Embiid. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And the last 2 drafts, the Atlanta Hawks aggressively making trades to assemble this roster.
And drafting DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish, great length and versatility on the wings. You pair that with Trae Young and John Collins, and that's an exciting young core for the Hawks.
Reddish kicks to Capella. Here's Fernando. From outside, off the mark. The 76ers trail by 9. Here's Korkmaz. Shoots over Capella. Another miss by Philadelphia. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Carter, the pass to Fernando. That one falls coming off Carter's feet.
Really heads up there. A play where you locate the best open pass and then you get it there for an easy bucket.
Out to the right wing. Here's Thibault. Banked in off the glass. Thibault's got his first basket.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
And the foul on Josh Richardson. That is his first foul of the game. Teague for three. Tips it. It's good on the putback. Dedmon's got the lead up to 11 now for the Hawks.
Dedmon using his length that time on the offensive end.
And so it's the Atlanta Hawks holding on to an... And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, sometimes that's what can separate some of the best players, not just creating for yourself, but creating for others as well.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. The talented combo up front, Horford and Embiid. Then there's Richardson, and it's Thibault in at the two-guard spot. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. To the inside, Carter lays it up and in off the pretty assist. And the Hawks lead by 11.
Not everything fell for them in that first half, and now it looks like they're beginning to hit their stride.
Reddish the pass to Teague. Good work there as it goes.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Korkmaz. Rebound by the Hawks.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
That was like a morning paper for Jeff Teague. Makes a great read and swings the ball around for a clean look at the bucket.
Korkmaz kicks to Richardson. Embiid inside. Dedmon defending. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That is his first foul of the game. Shake Milton, he's checked in for Korkmaz. And a change for the Hawks. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Vince Carter. Embiid. And Embiid is right there. Embiid's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Lets it go with a three. Thibault can't get it to go. The Hawks leading by 13. Here's Reddish. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And you can see they're waking up after what was a sluggish first half for them offensively. They've been much more accurate from the field since halftime.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
And it goes down 2 points. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Dedmon dishes to Reddish. Embiid with the steal. Here's Horford. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. And the 76ers making a change here. Harris is checked in. Here's Milton. The 76ers with another miss. And Collins has got the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks. Back to Capella. Young outside. Over Horford. Young's shot is off.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
Milton the pass to Harris. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
Now Harris at 6'9" is a big body, and the defense has got to do a better job of pushing him outside the paint.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Collins kicks to Hunter. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
Hawks ball.
Young from outside. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. And Horford, here we go. And a dunk by Horford.
Get out of the way. What a huge throwdown by Horford off that drive.
The Hawks working the ball around. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Herter passes to Young. At the top of the key, Capella. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Pass to Capella. Back to Young.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Hawks.
The coaching staff must be happy that they controlled their turnovers so well in this game.
Excellent self-control and patience tonight.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Clint Capella.
And guys, I just felt he was tremendous tonight. His energy infected his teammates, and the wrecking ball on both ends.
Passes it to Milton. On deep. That one's not going to go. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Looking to get back on track here. And it's laid up and in by Young. And the Hawks lead by 15.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight. Getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win. And so far, he's a can't-miss player, a superb scorer who plays to his strength.
Collins dishes to Capella. Inside. Lets it go from deep. Unable to get that one. And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not
unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Welcome to the special edition of 2K TV.
The wait is almost over. We are just days away from 2K Day and the launch of NBA 2K21.
And if you can't wait, you can get early access to the NBA 2K21 demo right now. Here's how you get started.
The NBA.
The city of Denver is in full. And with, well, the Nuggets lucky to have him. Thanks, David. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for teams.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Collins is out there with Clint Capella, and it's Young in at the point guard. And for Denver, Millsap and Jokic, the big man. Then it's Michael Porter. Then there's Murray, and it's Craig in at the 2 spot. Well, Greg, the rapid ascension of Nikola Jokic into NBA stardom has been nothing short of amazing. You know, he really is an elite center now.
I mean, he's the best player on a very talented young team in the West. I would not be surprised to see him win an MVP in the next few years.
Collins wide open, he fires. That's in, coming off the assist from Young.
The more Collins hits this shot, the more valuable he becomes to this offense.
Porter finds Jokic. Now Murray. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Craig can't get it to go. And Collins has got the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks. And it's good for 2.
I like that. Collins playing under control, reading the floor. Nice setup there.
Craig passes to Murray. Here's Jokic. Murray right side. And Capella sends it back. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. All going up court. And that one's good. Hunter.
And the defense has to recognize this. Hunter is a legit threat to shoot off the catch.
Murray against Capella. Murray dishes to Millsap. Passes to Jokic. To stop the run. The shot that time not on target.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
And here's Collins from outside. Denver grabs the miss. They beat the Hawks during their last encounter in Atlanta.
And really brought an impressive physicality to that matchup, drawing a ton of fouls and, of course, went on to win it.
They forced the issue and made the defense hack them to death last game. I'm sure they'll try to mirror that same attack in this one.
For Denver, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Murray left side. Jokic with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Drills the three-pointer. Well, Smitty, the game is evolving. We know that. New moves and techniques developed. Talk about some that have grown in popularity since the time of your retirement to now.
You know, the step back is one, and then also the step back is one. The Euro step, and I think also guys right now being able to launch their bodies into guys. I don't want to say it's a move, but that's how guys are playing. Because you can't hand check, guys are throwing their body into the defender on the move even more.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Bol, he's checked in for Porter. And Morris subbed in for Torrey Craig. And Reddish with the slam.
Even though he's an elite scoring talent, Young finds ways to involve his teammates.
Murray kicks to Morris. Back to Murray. It's Bol, top of the key. Pass to Murray. Bol with it. 6 to shoot. To the middle. Here's Millsap. Lays it up and banks it in.
Very quietly, Paul Millsap just goes about his business. He's a tough competitor.
Young pass to Reddish. Now Dedmon. Second chance shot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And from the line thus far, how about 83% on the season? Outstanding.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Carter, he's checked in for Collins. DeAndre Bembry comes in for Hunter. And it's Teagan for Young. Now, here is Morris. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And Plumlee kicks to Dozier. That misses, had a chance to tie it there. The Hawks leading by 3. And the pass to Bembry. Takes a 3. They get it again. The Nuggets have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them.
Yeah, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. It's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for the Hawks. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And Teague is just so calm and collected when he gets near the rim.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. To the left side wing. Grant against Carter. Grant the pass to Bull. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Here's Reddish. And Reddish with the slam.
And Teague knew that he would be open there. Great patience and vision from the point.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. You may not remember Vince Carter traded on draft night for his...
So as I'm sitting back there, he's like, there's been a trade.
The 5th and 6th picks in the draft, both of them went on to great careers.
And draft day trades happen all the time, but being traded for your college teammate, a pick apart, that's pretty unique.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. Well, from what you guys are seeing from the Hawks, what are you thinking about their performance?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
Jeremy Grant is out there with Plumlee. Then there's Monte Morris. And it's Dozier in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second.
There's no bigger play in a close game than a putback slam.
Oh, and that one's got them all hyped up. Wow.
They're bringing the energy, the hustle, the fight, and they also didn't give up on that possession.
Morris, no good.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or...
Oh!
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Dozier kicks to Plumlee. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played.
Back in the day, someone would have blocked him out, but times have changed.
Here's Reddish. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
Grant surveying the D. Pass to Dozier. Back to Grant. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Bembry shot good. And it's a 9-point Hawks lead.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Here's Plumlee. Fernando pulls it in.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim. The one thing you can say about the Hawks, they have drafted well over the past few seasons. Stole John Collins at pick 19, traded back for Trae Young, and the Herter selection. The rebuild may not be long in Atlanta.
Grant finds Morris. Now Plumlee. How about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball? That one, no good.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Fernando, the pass to Bembry. two-handed jam.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
Grant kicks to Morris. Dozier passes to Daniels. Denver passing it around. To end the run. Great D that time from T. And Steve, the Hawks not only identify talent, they identify guys who will excel in their established system.
And that system is finding value with shooters. They also look for guys who bring the energy and also bring the effort. The size of the player isn't as important as the heart.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks. And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. 1:19 left in the second quarter. Young against Morris. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
On its way from Young for 2, and Bull pulls it down.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
Daniels kicks to Bull. Outside Millsap. Morris passes to Jokic. Here's Bull. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, inside, Bull does a great job just making subtle adjustments and utilizing that length.
Young's shot is off. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Morris into the lane. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Morris has got 4 points in the quarter. Here's Young. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Now here's Bull. Guarded closely. And they pick up 2. Bull's got his second basket of the game.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And so it's Atlanta.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie, a competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark. Thanks for joining.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Guys, you gotta like what Cam Reddish has done in this team so far.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. On the court for Atlanta, Young and Herter make up the backcourt. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. And it's Capella in at the 5 down low. Outside, Porter fires from deep. The shot, no good. The Hawks leading by 11.
We call it off the bus range. Trae Young can shoot from the half-court logo with confidence.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Pass to Murray. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Jokic. The dish to Millsap. Pass to Murray. Back to Porter from past the arc. Rebounded by the Hawks. And that deep range opens up everything for Trae Young.
You have to take away his airspace, Kevin, as soon as he crosses midcourt. And with this tight handle, he punishes the defense when they apply pressure.
The putback goes up again. Herter was shot off that time. Good defense by Jokic. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a whole stretch offensively for sure.
Hey, Smitty, every NBA player has their Mount Rushmore. Every NBA fan does. The 4 players they consider the best of all time. So I'll ask you, who is on your NBA Mount Rushmore?
I would say Michael Jordan, Kevin, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kobe Bryant. Those are my 4.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Grant's checked in, and the Hawks will go for a different look here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Clint Capella. Reddish comes in for Hunter. Andre Bembry's checked in for Kevin Huerter. And it's Teague in for Trae Young. On the wing, Porter. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Craig passes to Jokic. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. Dedmon's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Missed 4 straight shots now. At one point, do you have to call a timeout and regroup?
The Nuggets making a switch here. Dozier's checked in. Fernando, the pass to Teague. Here's Fernando. Guarded by Porter. The Hawks again can't hit.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
The ability to close out on perimeter shooters is so important in today's game.
Here's Reddish. And Reddish with the slam.
Just a great job there from Teague to locate where his teammate was and get the ball to him on time.
Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. Here's what the Hawks have lined up on their schedule. On Saturday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then on Monday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And for that Thunder game, that's where you have got to bring your A game, especially when you know you're going to be fighting an uphill battle all night long.
Bol, he's checked in for Nikola Jokic. Here's Murray. Rebound by the Hawks. Dedmon's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
That one drops for him. Bembry's got 6.
I like that approach, playing inside out, forcing the defense to scramble.
Bol kicks to Murray. No good from outside.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
Dedmon finds Teague. Back to Dedmon. Right side Teague. Over to the wing. The Hawks working the ball around. 5 on the clock. From the baseline. No good. Shot missing. And the Nuggets going the other way. They're off to San Antonio after this game, bringing their show to the AT&T Center. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them.
But when Porter is attacking, the defense is in trouble. Have to respect his ability to put it on the floor.
Tries again, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Atlanta shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. The first free throw is good.
A terrific athlete. Dedmon went undrafted a few years back, but now he's starting to grasp the mental side of the game.
And the Hawks making a change here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Carter. Hunter comes in for Reddish. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for DeAndre Bembry. And Trae Young subbed in for Jeff Teague. The Nuggets have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Young dishes to Capella. Back to Young. This one for 3. Atlanta gets it back.
And the truth is, this league would have been much bigger had he shot better.
Porter, and finished off by Porter.
And once Porter has some momentum behind him, boy, he just rides it to the basket. An exceptional dunker of the ball. Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Near the 3-point line, it's Millsap. Back to Daniels. Here's Craig. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Atlanta enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over. Mike Malone moments ago with some words for his players.
Stay positive.
Hook it, Dap.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. We've got Paul Millsap. Morris is out there with Michael Porter. And it's Craig in at the small forward position. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Here is Daniels. Millsap passes to Daniels. The feed to Millsap. And a wide open look for Porter. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Lots of room. Shots good by Dedmon. And the Hawks lead by 14.
More comfortable on the finishing end these days. Dedmon's jumper is looking great.
And stolen by Dedmon. Fast break, the Hawks. And Herter gets it to go.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Morris kicks to Craig. Back to Morris. And here's Daniels. Now the pass to Millsap. 4 on the clock. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Dedmon passes to Capella. Down low. Here's Young, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
The Nuggets trail by 18. Back to Daniels. Launches a 3. Atlanta with the rebound. Capella's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Hunter dishes to Young. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Young's got 5 points now this quarter.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Herter. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Paul Millsap picks one up.
The 19th pick in 2018 out of Maryland, Kevin Herter with the positional size and skill to adapt well to the NBA game.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Jokic comes in for Troy Daniels. And Murray subbed in for Monte Morris. And a change for the Hawks. Collins checked in for Dwayne Dedmon.
And with the monster finish, he stops an 11-0 run by Atlanta.
The kick out to Young. Right wing. Now, here's Hunter. Guarded by Porter. Yep, that one goes in there. And it's 6 points for DeAndre Hunter. And with that skill, Herter's a triple threat offensively.
Not just a standstill shooter, he can function as a secondary ball handler, creating for himself and others.
Pass to Young. Puts up a 3. They get it back. Here's Collins. Got a hand on it. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Here's Millsap. Passes it to Jokic. For 3, Murray. Hunter grabs the miss. Atlanta leading by 23. Outside Collins. He lobs it up. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Murray kicks to Craig. Back to Murray. Out of bounds. Atlanta takes possession.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Hawks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it.
Swiped away. He kicks to Plumlee. Off target from outside. And Teague's got the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Fernando, the pass to Graham. Right side Teague for Murray. And Bull pulls it down. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Murray, no good.
Get that weak stuff out of here. That's embarrassing.
Pass to Herter. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Graham. The Hawks again can't hit. Here's Bull. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to.
And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. This
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Once you pick your jumper, it's time to join the Clippers and test your build in a game against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes, and it's my player picking up the assist.
And if you're not feeling one of your builds, you have the ability to make 6 total builds and play 1 test game for each one. In the NBA 2K21 demo, you can also hit a quick game. That's right, you'll be able to
Los Angeles, California. Welcome, fans. Thanks for and a chance to take a look at some numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Looking at the starting 5 for the Atlanta Hawks. Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. John Collins is out there with Clint Capella, and it's Young in at the 1 spot. And for the Clippers, we've got Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Zubac in at the 5 down low.
Well, some people looking at Atlanta and their situation in terms of the rebuild and wondering what direction they would go. They've made some pretty solid picks. Got John Collins at the 19th pick as a foundation piece, and then obviously drafting Trae Young and Kevin Herter, relying on shooting on the perimeter, and things moving along swiftly in Atlanta.
4 on the shot clock. The shot comes out. Good work defensively by Capella. Herter passes to Young, and a missed layup.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot, just as long as there's a miss, that kind of energy not wasted. That's 0 for 4 now. Time to slow it down and maybe get the best possible shot the next time down.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That is his first foul of the game. Now, here is Young. He's coming off a 31-point game against New York.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
And John Collins, Brent, falling that late in the first round, shows you how deep that draft was.
Some people thought it was going to be a slow rebuild in Atlanta. They've made some pretty good picks. Grabbing Collins, as you mentioned, and then last year picking up Trae Young and Kevin Herter in the draft and relying on some shooting. That number 19 has been pretty lucky so far for the Atlanta Hawks.
To the middle. Here's Herter. It's rebounded by Leonard.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
The Clippers again turning it over. Still without a basket in the game.
That's tough because that one's preventable. The defense has nothing to do at all with that turnover.
Kicks it out to Collins. Here's Young. Up again. It's good on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Pass to Beverley. Pass to Leonard. Over Hunter. And Leonard gets it to go.
And off the schneid here. 1 of 5, but that's a big one.
There's the pass to Capella. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Especially in the playoffs, Brent, so much can change when a player gets in a foul trouble. See the league ever modifying that foul out rule?
I know that they do that in the summer league where you can stay on the court for 10 fouls as elimination, but it's a technical every time. I don't see the league doing that. I think it's good for the game so that star players or meaningful players, ones that play specifically on defense, they have to have responsibility for what it is that they're doing on the floor. And if they're overly aggressive, you should be penalized for playing that way.
Jermichael Green, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Williams comes in for Patrick Beverley. Then for the Hawks, Reddish, he's checked in for Kevin Herter. And it's Teague in for Young. To the paint, it's stolen by Reddish. Here's Hunter, and it's Hunter with the jam.
And what I admire about Hunter is that opportunistic attitude. This kid just makes things happen.
Passes it to Morris. He feeds it to George. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
He does a lot of work on the perimeter, but don't let Paul George fool you. He can finish inside.
Reddish the pass to Collins. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Capella kicks to Collins. Over Morris. And there's Collins on the assist from Capella.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players, Kevin, playing today can do.
Right side George. 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, I'd be aware of Paul George, especially when he's that close. How about that throwdown?
Now the Clippers moving it up. And it's Green missing. The Hawks leading by 3. Hunter, the pass to Teague. Kicks to Hunter. Left side Collins. The Clippers grab the miss. Victory eluded them last time in Atlanta when they faced the Hawks.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
And the first one at the line is good.
And with Paul George, it's pretty awesome. You get the whole package. You get great scoring. You get good playmaking and rebounding. You get a defender with active hands. And there's a lot of things about Paul George that can elevate everything you do to have great team success.
Here's Leonard, and it's Leonard with the jam.
And for a player who didn't enter the league with breakdown ability off the dribble, guess what? Kawhi will break you down.
A good close contest so far as we. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014.
My inspiration really came from my mother.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
Yeah, they were going right at the opponent here and forcing their hand. I mean, like literally making them foul them.
On the court for Atlanta, Teague out there with Bembry. Then it's Dwayne Dedman, and there's Carter. And it's Fernando in at the 4-man position. Here's George, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
That straight line drive there from Paul George. You love to see him get in that attack mode. Let's see if he can cash in now at the line.
That free throw good from George.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And that one's good, Shamet.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
The Clippers in the lead. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Jackson against Teague. Pass to Shamet. And the wide open shot from Green. No good on the 3.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space. Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always deadly. Thank you. Jackson dishes to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
So difficult to stick with Leonard cutting off the pick and roll. One of his bread and butter moves.
And here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's top rebounding teams this season. The Clippers third.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverley comes in for George. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Young's checked in.
And so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he laid straight up and in.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Morris comes in for Green, and it's Williams in for Reggie Jackson. Now here's Beverley. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Golden State. The kick out to Williams. Shot clock at 6. Here's Zubac. Good work defensively by Capella.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have two elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Herter out there completing the break on the run.
And so it's Williams who brings it up for Los Angeles. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home. Stolen by Collins. 18 feet out. Shots good from Young. The Clippers trail. To the wing on the left. Beverley finds Williams. To the wing right side. Deflects the pass. Clock at 6. Collins wide open. He fires. And again, it's Atlanta.
From the middle, part of Collins' game that is developing. Nice work, and that's paying off.
And here is Williams. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Zubac. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Pass to Young. And there it is for him. Young's got his second basket.
Great to watch Trae Young set plays up on a nightly basis.
There's Williams with the 3, and the last second attempt doesn't fall. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. A competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. Some good action during the period.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
Yeah, almost inviting contact, that attack mentality on full display.
They've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Leonard, and at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Now here's Beverley, outside Leonard. If you were choosing a center for the team that you ran, you've got these options: Joel Embiid, Big Cat, or Jokic in Denver. Who do you go with?
There's so much variety in their games, Kevin. And I appreciate what Jokic does so much for that Denver Nuggets offense, initiating as a center from the top. But I'm going to have to go with Embiid and the way that he can dominate the game. There's still so much potential and growth for what it is that he can do. Down on the block, doing damage, taking away a lot of three-point shots. Not to disparage what it is that Karl Anthony Towns can do, but his size and dominance, I think there's an intimidation factor that Joel Embiid brings to the game that I would lean on over the other two.
Outside, George. Now the pass to Zubac. Right side, Collins. Lays it in off the pretty alley-oop. Hunter's got the lead up to 9 now for the Hawks.
A big man John Collins seeing the court that time.
And here is Los Angeles now. Here's Beverly. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. To the inside. The dunk and the foul. Of power. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And to have someone, Brent, with the size and the strength of Green play with the energy he does, it's a huge boost to any team.
Yeah, lots of talk last year about JaMychal Green really stepping into his own, starting to really own what it is he can do to impact any given game. He's a bit of a journeyman. He's traveled around a little bit between San Antonio and Memphis, but his role with the Clippers last year really put him in a nice spot for him to show off his skill set.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Jackson drives in. Here's George. Takes it out to Leonard. Here's the three. Trains the three-pointer. Leonard's got 11 points.
Oh, no. Just don't let him get his feet set. Leonard has become a deadeye on the catch-and-shoot opportunities.
The kick out to T. Inside, Fernando throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Andrew Shamet comes in for Leonard. And it's Williams in for Paul George. Count it. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
The Hawks again can't hit.
D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
To the inside. Here's Green. A three ball. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Passes it to Fernando. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this high, a great chance to extend this lead.
Jackson misses.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And here is Los Angeles now after the basket by Atlanta. Right side, Williams. He dishes it to Morris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one misses. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Clippers trail by 11. Williams with the ball. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Shamet. Unloads from 9. Yes, that goes in.
Even though they're still trailing, he continues to be lights out from the field. What a competitor.
Here's Reddish. And Reddish with the slam.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Hawks lead by 11. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the court for Atlanta, Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. Reddish out there with Trae Young. And it's Capella in at the center, locking down the middle.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe, but D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Here's Williams after the basket by Atlanta. Shamet on the wing. Pass to Morris. The Clippers need to get off a shot, and they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. So, for the Clippers, Leonard, he's checked in for Landry Shamet, and Georgia subbed in for Lou Williams. The Hawks leading by 11. Young taking his time here, and he's good on the 3-ball.
You start getting the feeling that Trae Young is going to be one of those guys that once he gets into his three-point motion, count it.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Out to the right wing. Zubac, the pass to Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on DeAndre Hunter.
And the defender was slow reacting, didn't fully account for Kawhi's quickness. Slow played him and gets to the free throw line.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Yeah, last season, Collins only had 157 of those. Kevin, get used to it.
Now Beverly. Stolen by Collins. Herter passes to Hunter. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
The free throw drops for Hunter.
An athletic forward with a versatile skill set. Hunter has also proven he can come up big in big moments.
Now here's Beverly. And the pass to George. Right wing. A steal. On its way from Young for 2. Hunter, the pass to Herter. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Such a wide open look. And that's 10 points for Trae Young.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
Passes to Zubac. It's stolen by Capella. Kicks it to Young. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic. Yeah, that's one way to get back into this game. Keep getting him the ball and let him make the shots.
Collins dishes to Young. Back to Collins. Beyond the arc. for the new shot clock. Here's Capella. The kick out to Young. They shoot again. And Capella with the layup.
There he is, beasting on the glass, converting the opportunity, trying to put this game away.
I just don't see how you climb back into the game when you're allowing plays like that to happen. Extra work on the offensive glass.
Here's Leonard. Again, Los Angeles.
Now, what a game by Leonard, but you wouldn't know it by the way he's reacting out there. Just stone-faced, but getting the job done.
Pass to Capella. There's the dish to Young. And when it comes to choosing, Brent, the MVP, the Coach of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, all these different great awards, do you like the current voting structure for these big awards right now?
I don't mind the current voting structure. I don't know how you get away from what it is that, in terms of handing people ballots to figure out who it is that they think have earned those awards throughout the year, Kevin. What I don't like about the structure is that you have media members who are voting on things that have huge financial ramifications for organizations. And when that stuff happens with a player who's going to earn a supermax contract because he made an all-NBA team, what you're going to start doing is restricting smaller market teams from being able to afford the ability to keep their star player with the team. And so that needs to be fixed, and fixed immediately.
I do not like the media. Wait a minute.
Wait.
I am the media.
You are the media, Kevin.
Strike that. Let's rewind.
Can we delete that?
Fernando, the pass to Teague. Kicks it to Capella. Now here's Reddish. Pass to Teague. Just 4 to shoot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Now into the lineup for Hawks, Damian Jones.
From deep three-point range, and so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need...
puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid.
I can't wait to get started in the NBA 2K21 demo, get my player started, and of course, all-time Lakers versus all-time Celtics.
Just out of curiosity, Chris, who has more championship rings?
Yeah, I was going to talk about the Lakers, but then you bring up that argument, and I really don't have anything to say about it, unfortunately. So that's a low blow.
So I'm going with the Celtics.
I'm going to go.
The Hawks on their way to the locker room earlier, hoping to set. And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Collins.
And his scoring numbers have been going in the right direction these past few years. He's gotten better and better at handling what those opposing defenses are throwing his way and finding ways to get his points all over the floor.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Richardson and Harris filling out the wings. The talented combo up front, Horford and Embiid. And it's Milton in at the point. And for the Hawks, Young and Herter make up the back. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. And it's Capella in at the 5 down low. Now here's Collins, following the miss by Al Horford. And finished off by Collins.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff.
Yeah, highly efficient. Nothing extra special there. Just effective.
Here's Herter. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, man, just beast mode on the glass there. He was not going to be denied on that play.
Richardson the pass to Horford. The putback, and Embiid is right there.
Boy, Embiid wants to own the inside on both sides of the floor. He is a force in the paint and relishes hitting those boards.
Now, here is Young. He's coming off a 31-point game against New York.
And don't forget about his assists. His playmaking was as good or better than his scoring. He was in complete control out there.
Here's Richardson following the basket by Trae Young. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Well, with the playoffs coming up quickly, Clark, strength of schedule can play a big role as it determines where a team is going to be seated come playoff time.
No, I agree with you in terms of even just making the playoffs sometimes, Kevin, based on where teams are and who they're playing. I mean, those matchups against potential playoff teams that are still fighting for seeding, they can sharpen you up and get you ready. Actually, those games can be playoffs before the playoffs in many ways.
I always admire the coaches, Clark, that walk their players through the different scenarios because they should be aware.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You want everything out in front of you. As long as your team is able to handle it, and most of these teams can, I think that's a good point.
Horford the pass to Milton. Here's Embiid. Hits it from three-point range. Embiid's got 5.
Well, you know, that's the kind of competitive spirit Embiid plays with. I mean, if you knock one down on him, he's looking for you the next trip down.
Now, here's Hunter. He's coming off a 13-point game against New York.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
An elite distributor for a big man. Horford is the kind of guy you want to play basketball with.
Young with the ball. And it's Richardson picking him up. Hunter. The shot missing. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia.
And whether by design or by accident, they drew so many fouls in that game. Foul trouble for the other side became a huge issue.
And as a result, there was a blowout win. I mean, credit them for initiating contact and forcing the officials to make the calls.
And it's a completely new group for Atlanta.
Well, he's certainly been on target with the free throws. Such an advantage when your bigs can knock them down from the line.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Now here's Embiid. Dedmon defending. Out to the right wing. Back to Neto. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Pass to Scott. 6 to shoot. Dedmon with the block.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
Yeah, I agree. Not a lot of activity chasing down their misses. Some teams focus on getting back, and I understand that, but you should send at least one guy after those.
Here's Scott. Vince Carter grabs the miss. Here's Bembry, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes the team.
Now, Reddish. After the missed 3 from Joel Embiid.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for Philadelphia. Burks comes in for Raul Neto. 76ers have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. And that one falls for Robinson. Robinson hits them both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Teague against Burks. Teague kicks to Carter. Fires for 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons. Here's Embiid. Misses the 3. And they're on the break. Edmond passes to Fernando, and he dunks it down.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Pass to Burks, over Teague.
And Teague knows how to mix it up on defense, too. Now, an active defender who does his best to smother shooters.
Al Horford was born in the Dominican Republic, and he talked about
coming from the place where,
wanted to follow in his father's footsteps.
And what a career. College championships at Florida, an all-star in the NBA. I think he made the right choice.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Hawks. And it looks like, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Al Horford is checked in for the 76ers. Harris comes in for Mike Scott. Mark, a big part of your game was rebounding. You controlled the glass so well. What's one thing you would tell young viewers if they wanted to improve their rebounding?
I'm a little bit out of the norm here, but the biggest thing to me for rebounding is pursuing the ball. Boxing out is important, but pursuing the ball and good timing are the most important elements of rebounding. And that's what I would have players focus on. Pursue the ball.
The Hawks leading by 11. Carter finds Dedmon, and Teague has it in the corner. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. That's tipped and stolen by Jeff Teague. Here's Fernando, and he goes in for the dunk.
And guys, the defense of Teague is underrated. Excellent instinct, and he takes reasonable chances on defense.
Harris passes to Horford. Kicks it to Burks. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. Burks has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
Right side Teague. The three. Hits the three-point bomb. Teague's got the lead up to 14 now for Atlanta.
There isn't a lot of time in between when Teague caught the ball and then when he let it fly. I mean, that was a great example of a quick catch and shoot.
Horford, no luck. The Hawks have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Here's Reddish, and Reddish with the slam.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim.
Well, you got to make that moment last. Enjoy it for as long as you can.
Here's Harris. Robinson controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
It's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going.
And that sixth sense, guys, might be better than just about anybody else.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And that one's good. Thibault.
Ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played. Carter, the pass to Fernando. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Reddish. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. The 76ers trail by 12. Robinson drives in. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Teague dishes to Reddish. Passes it to Carter. There's the triple. Sinks the triple. Carter's got 5 points so far.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And now Philadelphia on the break. Robinson leading the charge. It's good. Robinson's got 8 here in the quarter.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
They get it back. Fernando can't get it to go.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Robinson.
Boy, that looked like a failure to communicate. You hate unforced errors.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Capella, the pass to Collins. And some very quick points for him on that possession. He's got 8.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on him.
It's a hand on it. It's hauled in by Clint Capella.
Kevin, not a single point in this quarter for him. Obviously, not what they need right now. He's got to score.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. The 76ers with another miss. And stolen by Richardson. Now the 76ers on the break. Harris with the ball. Horford gets the bucket.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
And we've reached halftime in this. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Bernie Johnson alongside. Atlanta was looking great right away, showing tremendous urgency and a ton of energy. That's all for now.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Nice game, great performance by Glenn Robinson.
And he was an absolute monster on the offensive glass in that first half. I don't know how you slow him down.
And you know what, guys? I think it starts with having a body on him every time a shot goes up. I mean, they've got to do a better job boxing out.
Kicking off the second half, here's Brett Brown's foul. Harris at small forward with Horford at the 4. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's Richardson. And it's Milton in at the 1 spot. 5 to shoot. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Horford up top. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Take a look at the 76ers. They're trying to get in the playoffs here. If they stay the course, they will. And, of course, Atlanta, right now, quite a ways down below.
And right now for the 76ers, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed. And that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And they need to stay focused. I mean, they have to ensure they hang on to a high seed. It's imperative for them.
Well, in terms of rebounding over the last 10 games, these are the rookies that have been head and shoulders above the rest. DeAndre Hunter, number 1.
He's been playing some very determined basketball here lately. It's showing in those rebounding numbers.
Well, I love the way he pursues the 50-50 balls, goes really hard after those, and he's usually the guy who comes down with them. Yeah, I think determined is the appropriate word for him.
Young's shot is off. The 76ers trail by 9.
You know, guys, it's crazy to think that Joel Embiid once considered quitting the game. I mean, his first practice at Kansas, his senior dunked on him so hard he went to the coach and said, maybe I should get out of this stuff. Luckily, the coach talked him down, and now we see one of the best in the league.
Milton the pass to Horford. It's Richardson on the wing. Down low, Embiid. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Collins. And some real adversity for Joel Embiid after leaving Kansas. Foot injuries costing him the first 2 years Clark of his career. And then back in Cameroon, the tragic passing of his beloved brother.
Yeah, that's a hard road to hoe, and adversity oftentimes, while painful, can steel us for the promised land or positive outcomes. And, you know, Embiid really driven by his goal to inspire others in Africa to make a better life, and that drove him to be where he is now.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
76ers moving the ball around. A baseline J, count that one. Richardson's got 7 now in this quarter.
They're doing work here in the second half, 3 or 4 to start.
Young from outside, another 3 for Atlanta.
He's really clever with the basketball. Young's so advanced offensively. Excellent pull-up jumper there.
Here's Korkmaz. Comes up empty down low. The Hawks leading by 13. And Young with the basket on the assist by Hunter. And it's 13 points for Trae Young.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
The pass to Herter. And here's Young from the arc. It's hauled in by the 76ers. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third. Here's Richardson, and the 76ers tack on 2 more. Mark, there are a lot of great playmakers in this NBA that sometimes we don't talk about or under the radar.
Yeah, there are. Again, there's so many outstanding players in the league of 30 teams. But, you know, Drew Holiday has been outstanding as a big playmaking guard, as good scoring the ball as he is playmaking. And Draymond Green, not a guard, but makes decisions and passes the ball like a high-level guard, and extremely valuable in that Warriors attack. Those 2 guys are a little bit undervalued for their ability to make their teammates better.
Good point. And the Hawks making a change here. Bembry's checked in.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
Here's Korkmaz. No good on that one. And Atlanta will come the other way. At one point, they led by 16. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That will complete this 4-game homestand. Here's Embiid, and the dunk by Embiid.
I'll tell you what, the offensive game of Embiid, ridiculous. He can score in so many ways.
Here's Young, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, Greg, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
Another miss by Philadelphia. The Hawks leading by 11. Here's Bembry, currently averaging almost 6 points a game.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
9 seconds left in the third quarter. And it's sent back by Horford. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Hawks lead by 10. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Reddish and Collins at the small forward and power forward. Young is out there with Bember, and it's Capella in at the center. So that's the Hawks 5. Clock at 4. Burks for 3. Collins grabs the miss. And Collins has got the ball here for the Hawks. It's a 10-point game. And the wide open shot from Reddish, nailed from three-point land. Reddish has got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Atlanta. Here's Burks, and it's blocked, and he keeps control of the ball.
Yeah, you know, guys, this has been far from his best game. A disappointing outing for both him and the team.
And he may not have gotten the same attention as some of the other picks back in the 2017 draft break, but John Collins out of Wake Forest has been outstanding thus far in his career.
Really one of the league's best kept secrets. Tremendous athleticism, also great hands, and just has a knack for moving to the open spots around that rim.
And the 76ers making a change here. Embiid's checked in. The Hawks working the ball around. Young with no one around. And the 3 off target. Here's Thibault. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA, and then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
And a wide open look for Capella. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. And the Hawks lead by 16. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Hawks.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They haven't wasted time getting them in a lot of fast break points.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Hunter's checked in for Reddish. And Kevin Huerter subbed in for Bender.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Pass to Milton. Pass to Embiid. Will it go? It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. It's Young on the wing. Hunter kicks to Capella. Passes it to Hunter from downtown. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7. Here's Thibault. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Atlanta leading by 20. Young dishes to Collins. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Out of Wake Forest, John Collins quickly emerging as a top-notch scorer. A tremendous finisher, and his range extends out beyond the arc.
Richardson, he's checked in for the 76ers. And players with big numbers on losing teams can be accused of empty stats. So, Greg, you take Collins's with a grain of salt?
You look at his field goal percentage, high 50s. He's not just a high usage player. He is highly efficient.
By himself, and Embiid throws it down.
Boy, that's how you execute in transition, guys. Embiid realizing an opportunity and then jumping all over it.
And stolen by Richardson. Here's Milton, defended by Young. And Capella sends it back. That one goes. Count it. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. And it's Hunter with the jam.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Hawks.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Trae Young.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Lobbed up there for Collins. The shot will not fall. Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Embiid with it, guarded by Hunter. Embiid, the pass to Milton. The rebound by Young. And so Young will bring it up for Atlanta. 22 is their biggest lead. The offensive rebound. Here's Capella, and he makes good on the layup. And the Hawks lead by 16.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
Horford misses the wing Jerry. The clock now can just run out for the Hawks. Hunter, no one around him. The three-pointer is right on target.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
And he banks in the layup.
And what I admire about Hunter is that opportunistic attitude. This kid just makes things happen.
From deep. That's good from Collins. On the assist from Capella.
And that's in the gym range, Kev. He can pull up and knock it down from anywhere.
And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And you know,
upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparation.
Nuggets coach Mike Malone is the son of longtime NBA assistant coach Brendan Malone.
That's some pretty sound advice. Thanks, D.A. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Millsap.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then it's Michael Porter. Then there's Murray. And it's Craig in at the shooting guard position. And for the Hawks, Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Collins is out there with Clint Capella. And it's Young in at the point. Tries a 3 off the inbound. And it's Jokic with the rebound. And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks. And that one's good by Porter. Steve, tonight we have a great matchup at the center spot. Talk about how that position has evolved over the last couple of years.
I think because of the rules, Kevin, there's not a lot of space when guys are posting up because of the defensive rules right now. You can sit in a post guy's lap, especially if he's dominant. So I think guys, as a post player now, saying I got to go out to the three-point line, I got to go out to the free throw line to be able to have some spacing to make shots.
Young's gone 1 of 3 on the night. Murray, good.
And even at 6'5", Murray just elevates high inside for these buckets. A high percentage shooter down low.
Now, here is Young, coming off 31 points last game. Out to the wing. Here's Collins, and finished off by Collins.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand, and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Millsap against Collins. And Capella sends it back. In the corner. Herter with it. No good on the triple. The Nuggets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Millsap passes to Jokic. Jokic draws the double. No good on the shot. Collins with some nice D. Hunter with it. Millsap on him. And there's Hunter on the assist from Capella.
With a number of moves and shots to choose from, Hunter is scary. Nice bucket there.
Porter kicks to Craig. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Jokic passes to Craig. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Nuggets with another miss. Millsap with the steal. There's the 3. The Hawks leading by 4. Here's Herter. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
And Murray's got the ball here for the Nuggets.
Well, coming into the league, John Collins mostly an around the rim scorer. His development as a shooter giving him more versatility.
And at Wake Forest, Collins a solid mid-range shooter. But you know what, Smitty? He has stretched his range now beyond the arc.
Kevin, credit his work ethic. A power dunker, but he's not content to live inside.
And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. And Denver also making a switch. Bol, he's checked in for Paul Millsap. Carter, the pass to Reddish. Nice D from Porter.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
The shot by Carter, nobody around. Offline with his 3. The Nuggets trail by 4. Back to Porter. Lets the 3 fly. Not going to go that time. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Each time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
And you know what? That's unfair to the bench to expect them to pick up all of the slack. They need to stay away from slapping and reaching.
And Denver has possession, following the bucket by the Hawks. Kept alive. And that one's good, Jokic.
At the end of the day, when the ball goes up, there's no substitute for effort.
And there's the pass to Carter. Back to Teague. Murray with the defensive effort.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And really, few guys in the league are more unique than Bobo. Has length for days, but needs to add a tremendous amount of strength to guard his natural position.
Here's Teague. Carter. It's good on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
The Nuggets trail by 4. 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Porter kicks to Murray. That 3 off the mark. The Hawks have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Dedmon dishes to Reddish. And Reddish with the slam.
Great timing. That can be the difference between an assist and a turnover.
Murray against Teague. To the right side. Here's Jokic. No good there. Good if it goes. He doesn't hit that one. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks with their... Nikola Jokic, a former second-round pick, turned star.
Basketball, like passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of Serbia.
And I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And for the Hawks, guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for Atlanta, we've got Teague. He's out there with Reddish. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Carter. And it's Fernando in at the 4. Smitty, I heard this the other day, letting a player stay in the game after his 6th foul, but granting an extra free throw to the other team. What do you think of that?
Kevin, that's crazy. I mean, no way. I knew
you'd say that. I knew you would say that.
I do summer league games, and I watched this 10 fouls. There's no way we could have had that many fouls when I played. We have to keep it at 6 foul, and you're out.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. John Collins comes in for Dwayne Dedmon, and Trae Young subbed in for Teague. Now, here is Young. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Hunter's checked in for Carter. And Kevin Huerter subbed in for Reddish. Collins kicks to Young. Hunter, the pass to Young. Here's Fernando. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Daniels dishes to Morris. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Morris has got 6.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Hey, players love competition, and the fans love it as well.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Now Daniels. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Pass to Bull. 4 on the clock. Got a piece of it. It's 2-on-1. Here's Fernando. And Bull pulls it down.
You look at the Hawks franchise, moved to Atlanta in 1956. Since then, they've been unable to advance to the NBA Finals.
Now, here's Hunter. And that's a foul called on Bull. That's his first foul. Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Hawks. Here's Herter. He's coming off a 10-point game against New York.
It was never all about himself. He came away with a lot of assists in that game and just kind of kept everybody in the mix.
Now with Atlanta, I think they wanted a fresh start a couple years ago, Steve, rather than be a middle-of-the-pack team.
Yeah, and a primary way to acquire stars is to reboot, dump salary, and nail your draft picks. Then, once you have the young nucleus in place, you add the veterans.
Here's Herter. Following the basket by Paul Millsap. Capella goes in, and the dunk by Capella.
And how about the awareness Hunter possesses? Understands when one of his guys has an opportunity.
Now, here's Bull. He's covered closely. Young against Morris. Rebounded by Capella. The Hawks leading by 12. On its way from Young for 2. And again, it's Atlanta.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Morris kicks the Bull. In the corner, Daniels. Latrey. Atlanta with the rebound. Collins has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Young passes to Herter. For 3. Atlanta gets it back. Pass to Hunter. Another shot. And it's good. 2 points. Hunter's got 6.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And here is Morris. 6 points for him. 3-pointer, Daniels. And another miss by Denver. Millsap kicks to Jokic. Daniels dishes to Morris. 6 on the shot clock. They swipe it. And here's the fast break. Young for 3. Offensive rebound. The shot misses. It'll count. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. After 2 quarters, it's Atlanta out in front. They're leading by 16. Thanks for joining.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
And it's something that isn't his strength, but he's done a great job of finding the open man.
Yeah, in the first half, he took on the role of playmaker. I think it surprised the defense a little bit. Gave this offense a different dimension.
Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then there's Jamal Murray. Then it's Porter. And it's Craig in at the 2 guard.
And I have just been so impressed with the way Jamal Murray has added to his game. Keeps pushing himself every offseason to make the most of his abilities as a player and continues to be a consistent threat from the outside.
And here are the Nuggets now. After the 3-pointer from John Collins. Pass to Jokic. Murray surveying the D. There's Porter with the 3. Doesn't go that time. So Atlanta will take it the other way. And with Murray, Greg, you forget how young he is. He entered the NBA right out of his freshman year at Kentucky.
I mean, Murray was taken 7th in his draft and has kind of flown under the radar from that class. But the more you watch him, the more you feel like you're seeing a star in the making.
Now here's Millsap following the miss by Jokic. 3 on the clock. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Nuggets. Right now, they're locked into third place in the conference, looking to get a high seed for the playoffs.
And I think for Denver, they've been on a tremendous run this season. All the pieces were in place coming into the year, and they haven't missed a beat. Great chemistry, great coaching, and potential to do some great things in the postseason.
Right. They knew teams would be gunning for them night in and night out. That's only fueled their commitment to putting a great product on the floor.
Offensive rebound, out of bounds. Denver takes possession. So it's both teams making substitutions here. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Murray, the pass to Craig. Murray against T. Outside, Porter. The pass to Craig. 4 on the shot clock. From about 19 feet. Bank shot, no good.
Shaky start to the half. Going 1 for 4. Still trying to find that groove.
Carter outside. And the foul on Jamal Murray. That is his first foul of the game. You know, Smitty, every team at some point faces some locker room turmoil. How tough is it to balance team chemistry?
You know, it's very tough. Sometimes you have those 1 or 2 player additions that it just changes the dynamic of your team. Sometimes you lose a leader. He might not be the best player. Then a lot of times guys are playing for contracts, and some guys get a little bit upset because they figure they're playing for their individual success versus team. But when you have that right chemistry, it is beautiful.
Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Passes it to Bull. Trying to end the drought, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Yeah, inside, Bull does a great job just making subtle adjustments and utilizing that length.
And it's Carter missing. The Nuggets trail by 17. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Here's Dedmon, and it's sent back by Plumlee. Now, here's Bull. Dedmon defending. Pass to Craig. Back to Murray. And here's Plumlee. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And can't get too handsy with Murray, especially when he's rising up for the shot.
And the Hawks making a change here. Bembry's checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them. GA drafted after only playing 3 games at the University of Missouri. A lot of people probably hadn't seen Michael Porter Jr. play basketball. But with that in mind, describe his game for us now.
Kevin, at 6'10", he's a fluid athlete with tremendous shot-making ability. He grew up one of 7 kids, homeschooled. They all played ball. He's had a basketball in his hands from a very young age, and you can see it in his approach.
Here's Murray after the made shot from Jeff T. Pass to Dozier. Now Bull. T covering. Clock at 6. Here's Murray. Jokic trying to free himself up. Murray, no good. The Hawks leading by 14. The pass to Bembry. Takes the 3. Rebound by the Nuggets. After this one, they're off to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip. Jokic on the follow. Jokic has got his second bucket.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Here's Dozier. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
Well, and it took a terrific effort at both ends to sustain this run.
They've shown a lot of heart, a lot of fight, and they're close to taking the lead.
And you know Carter is taking off on the drive. When he has a head of steam like that, he's looking to tear off the rim.
Well, through 3 quarters. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. Bembry out there with Young. And it's Capella in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Here's Hunter. Capella trying to free himself up. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. And the Hawks lead by 14. Morris kicks to Dozier. And he uses the glass on the layup.
That's good planning, and that's good execution. And that's a great look.
Young for 3. And it's Denver with the rebound.
Just not feeling it from beyond the arc. Sometimes that happens. He's trying to shoot his way out of it.
Pass to Daniels. In the corner, it's Morris. From the high post. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Working in that mid-range area. The analytics may not love it, but that's a good look for him.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
It's a backbreaker for your defense, giving up easy buckets like that.
Young's shot is off.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Feeds it to Grant, and stolen by Hunter. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And here we go. Shots good from Young.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
Three-pointer gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
It's enough to where you have to respect him. Had 1 triple in the first half, now has his 2nd.
Kevin Herter, he's checked in for Bembry. The Hawks leading by 17. Offensive rebound, Hunter. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Smitty, certain guys, due to their size or just playing style, are harder to officiate than others. I've always believed that.
It is. I mean, back in my day, it was Shaq. How do you officiate him? Is he creating contact or he is absorbing contact? James Harden at a guard spot is one of those guys. Giannis, I also think, is one of those guys. And Russell Westbrook. Those are my guys I think that are playing right now.
They're just such different players, aren't they? I mean, they're just very difficult to officiate.
And they play through contact well.
Yes, good point. Jokic, he's checked in for Grant.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by the Hawks.
Collins passes to Capella. Dishes it to Young. And the layup's good off the glass. Young's got 7 points here in this quarter.
The charisma, the superhuman workload. Trae Young is built for stardom.
It's Porter outside. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Pass to Herter. Now here's Capella. Young trying to break free. His 3-pointer's off the mark. 1:50 left in the game. Near the 3-point line, it's Porter. Rebound, Atlanta. Collins has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Herter passes to Capella. Young from outside makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
It just looks like it's going in every time. Maybe because we've already seen Trae do this so many times.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Hey, players love competition, and the fans love it as well.
Pass to Capella. Well, we see these sponsorship patches on these uniforms now, Steve. This is the 3rd and final year of the test run. I think it's here to stay. What do you think?
I do, too. I think the numbers have also coincided that it's here to stay. I think also the revenue. I think people love it, and I think the sponsorship helps.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Hawks.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And bragging rights between these teams were on the line today, and they put in some very good work to earn.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Trae Young.
High-level shot making, what we got a chance to witness. He responded to good defense with better offense time and time again.
Tips it up. Porter pulls it in. Outside Millsap. From deep three-point range, and there's Porter on the assist by Paul Millsap.
And you see the vision from Paul Millsap. That's another area that he provides for his team.
And so it's the Hawks taking care of business. And
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
We've been talking so much NBA 2K21, but we wanted to stop and take a moment to thank you guys for tuning in and joining us for 45 episodes in NBA 2K20.
So much fun connecting with you all over this past season.
So as we put NBA 2K20 to a close, we take a look back at our favorite moments on NBA 2K TV. Check it out.
Up next,
it's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for And here's a look at some numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Morris in at power forward. And for Atlanta, Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Clint Capella is out there with Collins. And it's Young in at the point. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor. And Brent, many consider Trae Young the first product of the Steph Curry generation. He grew up in the age of the three-point shot.
I think that's pretty fair. He said he recorded all of Steph Curry's games. He studied them and tried to see where Steph was gaining some advantage, and that balance of his shooting and his playmaking, then moving without the ball. You can see all of those sort of attributes that are coming out of Trae Young, courtesy of Steph Curry.
Here's Herter. He's coming off a 10-point game against New York.
His passing, another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Maybe not a super athlete, or at least a hyper athlete in the Westbrook mode, but Trae Young's ball handling ability does some incredible things for him out there on the floor to create space and help him change pace for those kind of angles where he can score. At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
On the wing, Morris. Clippers moving the ball around. Here's George. Rebounded by the Hawks. And you love the aggressiveness of Young, attacking off the dribble, and Brent, for his size, able to finish inside.
Well, he can get to the inside. He can shake guys loose. It's his ability to see the floor, Kevin. But it still comes down to that range where Trae Young has confidence to pull up from just about anywhere to get his offense going.
Here's Zubac following the basket by Trae Young. Leonard, that's for two, and he gets the jumper to drop. Leonard's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Amazing how far the shooting form has come for Kawhi Leonard. He just maintains his form on any type of shot that he shoots.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now, here's Beverly. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Golden State. Outside, George takes a shot at the elbow. Collins grabs the miss.
Probably not the shot that was drawn up for that possession, but you can't pass it up, and you can't knock it down.
Pass to Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Big man John Collins seeing the court that time.
Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against the Warriors.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Yeah, and in that game, it turned into a massive scoring night. It wasn't so much about the game plan as it was establishing early confidence to get that win.
Brent, if you were building an offensive system from scratch, what would be your favorite style of play?
I would really tend to lean on three guards that could handle the basketball, Kevin. Guys who can initiate plays from all over the floor and really look to find players that are smart about playing off the ball. You combine three of those guys with the skill set, so one has it and the other two are maneuvering around. They're going to cause so much commotion. They're going to cause so many breakdowns defensively within a possession that a multitude of playmaking players, that would be tremendous. And
tough
all of those
defend,
guys,
right?
yeah, but all those guys too, Kevin, on top of that, if we talked about their physical nature and stature, I would want guys that are 6'6", 6'7", and long, because when you get back to the other end, you want them to be able to coordinate and take up enough room defensively to cause some problems. But man, three guards, three long guards, and this is something that Phil Jackson relied on during the years when they won championships.
That was huge. Incredible. And you know Carter is taking off on the drive. When he has a head of steam like that, he's looking to tear off the rim.
Here's Jackson, and Jackson throws it down hard.
An offensive mastery right there. I mean, great move in the lane and then the flush.
With just no way for the D to handle it. Here's Reddish. That's good, and so Teague with the assist.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Clippers trail by 6. Outside Jackson passes it to Williams. Shamet on the wing. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Here's the Hawks with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Here's Dedmon. Great D that time from Green. For Los Angeles, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. And it's Shamet missing.
Yeah, but the defense was determined not to give him an inch of free space.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
Let this be a reminder, when you're going up for a shot, it's always important to know where Kawhi Leonard may be lurking.
And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Here's Teague. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. It's good.
Well, at 6'2" and 182, Jeff Teague really had to use all the strength in his body to get that shot off, despite getting hit.
Here's Shamet. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Right back after this break. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And when you consider how Atlanta is doing, your thoughts?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
I couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. And so in the game for the Hawks, Teague out there with Denver. Then it's Dwayne Dedmon. Then it's Reddish. And it's Fernando in at the 4 slot.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Left side Williams. Right side Green. Shamet on the wing. Jackson against Teague. Jackson down low. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
To the paint. Here's Leonard. Lays it up off the glass. Leonard's got 6.
Hard to deny Leonard when he gets in that close to the rim. Too many ways for him to get creative to score.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Williams passes to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Just a level of power and explosiveness. Leonard just tenacious at the rim.
And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Shamet on the wing. He had 10 points in the win against Golden State.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense. Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
A nice shot by Teague.
Love how Jeff Teague did not fear that attempt. He was amongst the trees, but it did not affect the shot.
The pass to Shamet. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Now here's Williams. Tight defense on him. Knocked away. It's stolen by Teague. To the middle. Here's Dedmon. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And now a 10-point Hawks lead.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Williams' shot is off.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
Pass to Dedmon. Reddish with the ball. Williams picks him up. Good on the bucket. Fernando's got the lead up to 12 now for the Hawks.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, that along with maintaining the pace of play right now, playing with tons of intensity.
Leonard with the steal. Shot to stop the run. They get the rebound. Williams. Leonard finds Jackson. Clippers moving the ball around. A second chance effort. Green, no luck.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won Sixth Man of the Year for the third time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company.
He has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Teague against Jackson. Pass to Leonard. Just 5 to shoot. Rebounded by the Hawks.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
Young for 3. Atlanta again missing. Gets it off. And that would have counted, but his shot was off. Jeff Teague firing on all cylinders for Atlanta.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, Bat. Jeff Teague playing terrific basketball in this one. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds. Thanks for joining.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Jeff Teague.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure Coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Heading underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. Outside Collins. Passes to Capella. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area. That's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
Here's Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And for a player who didn't enter the league with breakdown ability off the dribble, guess what? Kawhi will break you down.
And when Kyle Korver played for Atlanta, he set a league record with at least 1 3-pointer in 127 consecutive games.
And to think that you...
And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Clippers trail by 13. 9 feet out. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, Paul George athleticism sneaking in there, getting a second chance opportunity, and then he ends up cashing in.
Young finds Capella. It's Young on the wing, defended by Beverly. There's the pass to Collins. Nails the baby hook. Collins has got 4 points this quarter.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Here's Leonard. That one no good. So the Hawks will take it the other way. At one point, they led by 16. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them.
He's just a great finisher on the inside. John Collins, one of the game's better dunkers.
Another miss by Leonard.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Young, and he uses the glass on the layup. Young's got his third basket of the night right there.
You just can't take Trae Young lightly from anywhere on the floor. These kind of shots will help him get into a rhythm.
And George kicks to Morris. Here's Leonard. Nice shot from 10 feet out. Leonard's got 15 points. And you pair Collins with a passer like Trae Young? Look out.
Yeah, you get him the ball around that launch point where he can get his feet together, and Trae can pretty much throw it anywhere. Collins last year a top 20 player in field goal percentage as a roll man in pick and roll situations. John Collins, an amazing young talent in this league, one of the best run and jump athletes that we have at that position. So fluid out there, gets out in transition, and that's where this Hawks team can really show its young talent.
Carter, he's checked in for Atlanta. Outside Williams. George, that's a two-pointer, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
Paul George showing his offensive confidence right there, just letting that one go as soon as it touches his hands.
Young finds Capella. Here's Herter. To the paint. Shots good from Young. 10 points for him. And it's that quick second and third jump capability for Collins, Brent, that really stands out.
It makes you really tough to box out. You understand not only where your teammate's shot might miss, but your own shot on the inside. And John Collins can read where it's coming off the rim, get to the ball, get right back up and score.
Okay, nice job here in the second half. Field goal percentage is way up from what it was at halftime when it was just barely above 30%.
Here's Williams. George, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, if you don't have a body on Paul George, he can rise up with some of the best in the league.
Young passes to Carter. He kicks it to Capella. Young against Beverly. Back to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Well, we know that Trae Young is a phenomenal passer, which is why you just can't leave him open like that.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Beverly, the pass to Morris. Back to Beverly. The kick out to Williams. Morris trying to free himself up. Williams can't hit. Young from outside. Oh, he got it to go.
Patient. Bam. Woo.
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
That's an incredible shot there. Just let it fly, take a chance, and somehow that one goes in.
And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Now the passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Carter is out there with John Collins. And it's Young. Then it's Reddish. And it's Capella in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. The Hawks leading by 16. Here's Reddish. Carter outside. Morris with the rebound. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Here's Shamet. Now here is Morris. He's guarded closely. Capella with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Here's Reddish. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Clippers trail by 16. And George with the stuff.
Paul George rising up. Nice to see a little bit of that return to the younger days from PG.
Reddish dishes to Young. Over Jackson. And it's Young. That time on the assist from Reddish. 15 points for Trae Young. Grant, you know, the moving screen is one of those very difficult judgment calls, isn't it?
It's a tough one, Kevin, but what you look for all the time in replays when you see that call, it's almost like the salsa. I'm looking at the hips and the feet. If the feet are too wide, and Kevin Garnett was the biggest problematic moving screen setter that I ever saw, being 6'11" and spreading out those sticks of his. But if the feet go wider than the shoulder, impossible. And then the hip move as the defender is moving around the screener, just enough of a nudge for him not to be able to catch up.
Yes.
Those are the ones where the referees, I think, are most in tune to in order to blow the whistle.
Now, here's Shamet. Defense is right there. From deep, George. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
He's been incredible in this half. Anytime he pulls up from outside, you think that's bottoms.
Back to Collins. Pass to Reddish. The 3. The offensive rebound. Capella. Good work defensively by Morris. Clippers trail by 14. Shamet the pass to George. No stopping him there. And now, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Yeah, the claw using those broad shoulders and those hands, snatching that one down, wasting no time going back up.
Right side, Collins. The Hawks again can't hit. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Los Angeles now. They're on a 13-5 run here. And George, here we go. And the lead is down inside single digits.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, this is not the team that we saw in the first quarter right now. Way more confident out there, and the cohesion of the team is impressive.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Leonard kicks to George. Pass to Morris. Shot clock at 6. On deep. Outside for George. Outside Leonard. Goes back up. Again, Los Angeles.
Steady strides in Kawhi Leonard being more and more comfortable as the go-to scorer for this team.
Here's Young. Gets that one through the hole, making now 7 of 13 in this game.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Hawks.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And bragging rights between these teams were on the line today, and they put in some very good work to earn it.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Trae Young.
You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
Inside, stolen by Collins. Capella with it. Leonard picks him up. Here's Herter. Again, the Hawks score.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. .29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Mann. Off target from 3-point range. And Collins has got the ball here for Atlanta. The clock now can just run out for the Hawks. Kicks it to Graham. Back to Collins. And he banks in the layup.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
Yeah, huge motivation. Always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah,